talking about 2D shapes, and we have learned about several different kinds. What was the other type of shape that I said we were going to learn about? Ava Grace? A trapezoid, but we talked about 2D shapes, and we said there was another type of shape. Victoria? 3D shapes. Now 3D shapes, what's the difference between 3D and 2D shapes? Nate?
A 2D shape you can write on paper, and a 3D shape you can hold it.
Very good, yes. So a 2D shape, I could draw it pretty easily on paper. All right. A 3D shape, it takes some skill to draw a 3D shape on paper. Some people can make it look like a 3D shape if they draw it on paper, but really it's just flat. Okay. But a 3D shape you can hold in your hand. I like how Nate says that. You can hold it in your hand. Okay. What we're going to do is each of you are going to get a little bag. And this bag is going to be filled with 3D shapes. But first let me ask you, why do we need to know about 3D shapes? Why is it important? Why do we care? Abby?
So you know if you're holding something that's a 3D shape.
So you'll know what it is when you see it. Okay. Miles, if you go out into the world as you grow up and you start to think about maybe you get into a job or something, why might you need to know 3D shapes? Trace?
Because the job might be about 3D shapes, and you have to know about them to do your job.
Okay, so you might have a job that is dealing with 3D shapes. And like we talked about, architects who build things, they definitely need to know about 3D shapes. Okay. If you go out in the world, where can you see 3D shapes? Gabby?
You can see them at a store.
At a store? Ella?
Outside.
Outside? Wayne?
In your house.
In your house? Andrew?
On a playground.
On a playground? Kiara?
Pretty much everywhere.
Pretty much everywhere. That's what I'm trying to get at. You can see them everywhere. Do we see more 3D shapes or 2D shapes in our world? Maggie?
2D shapes.
2D shapes? We might see a lot of 2D shapes, but what do we see more of, you think, Victoria? 3D, because look all around the room. Just look at this room. Okay? We got some 2D shapes. We got some papers cut out, and those are 2D. Look outside. Look at the trees. Those aren't 2D, are they? Houses, those aren't 2D. What about our cars?
Yes.
3D.
What about people?
People, 3D. Right? So 3D shapes are everywhere, guys. All it takes is just to look around to find 3D shapes. Okay? So I'm gonna pass these out. Okay, a couple of you all might have to share because I don't think we have quite enough. Alright. So if I ask you to share just with the person next to you, you all can just share those and work together. Okay. But we're gonna look at these and we're gonna examine them and see what just kind of see what we can find out about 3D shapes. Okay. Can I have a helper to pass some of these out? How about Ella? Just grab a handful and start on this side of the room and pass them out. This side. Okay, raise your hand if you still don't have a bag. Alright, Andrew, can you move right here and share with Luke and Kiara? Can you scoot over and share with Grace? And Patrick, you and Jacob can share. Alright. Let's not pull any shapes out quite yet. We'll pull one at a time and we'll look at it. The first shape we're going to pull out is the one that looks like this. Okay, so once you have your cube, just hold it up, make sure that you got the right shape. Alright, looks like everybody's got it. What do you notice about this cube? What's something, just looking at it, what do you notice? Besides the fact that it's blue. Okay. Color, because we talked about color doesn't matter when we talk about shapes. Gabby, what's something you notice?
That it has 4 sides and 4 vertices.
Okay, so if you looked at one part of the cube, it has 4 sides and 4 vertices. Okay, are these sides equal length?
Yes.
They are. So what are they? What are these sides made of? If I were to take a side off, Gary, another rectangle because they're all equal. They're all equal. Zach?
6 squares.
Okay, so a cube is made up of 6 squares. Now, we call this, or I call this a side, but we actually have a name. We have a name for this. It's this flat surface here. Okay. Does anybody know what that name is? Trace, what do you think it is? Okay, we just call it a face. A face on a 3D figure is any flat surface. Okay. And what I mean by surface is that I can touch it and I can move my finger across it. Okay. So how many faces does this cube have? Abby?
6.
6. Okay. We talked about vertices. And we said that 2D shapes have vertices. Do 3D shapes have vertices? Maggie?
Yes.
Yes. Can somebody count the vertices on this shape and tell me how many there are? Leah?
4.
How many?
4.
4? Okay. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. But I also have this other side. I have more here. Alexa?
24.
Not 24. What you're doing is you're counting the points of the cube. These little points here. William?
16.
Not 16. Ella? There are 8. Okay, if you went through and counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So are the number of faces and the number of vertices the same?
No.
Remember how many faces we said? 6 faces, 8 vertices. Is the number the same? No. Alright, let's put our cube up. And let's get out this shape. Kind of looks like a cube, but what's the difference between this and a cube? Jack? It's a little bit longer, okay? Are there any shapes that you see within this shape? Ella? Squares and rectangles. How many faces does this shape have? Gary? 2? Let's count again. I think Gary's thinking he's counted 1, 2. but he's missing some. So, right? Not 4. Jake Owen?
8.
Not 8. Let's count them. 1,
Oh, 6.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So, how many faces did our cube have? 6. Okay, and this also has 6. How many vertices does this one have? Let's see. Kiara.
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So it has the same number of faces as a cube. It has the same number of vertices. The difference is that it's a little bit longer. It looks like a cube kind of stretched out a little bit, doesn't it? What do you think we would call a shape like this? Victoria? Okay, she says rectangle. She's on the right track. Because if you look, you see rectangles. Trace?
Rectangular prism.
It's a rectangular prism. Okay, and we call it a rectangular prism because of the rectangles. So a cube's going to have all what? What's all of the cube's faces made out of? Shape, Maggie.
2D shapes.
2D shapes called what? What 2D shape?
Squares.
Squares. And this one, rectangular prism, is made out of squares and what? Rectangles.
Rectangles.
Let's put our rectangular prism away and get out this one.
Cylinder.
How many faces? How many faces do we see? Ava Grace?
2.
Why do you say just 2?
Because in the middle it's round.
In the middle it's round. Remember, a face has to be what?
Flat.
Right. So how many flat surfaces do we have? We have 1.
2.
What shape? If I was to cut this, you all already said it's a cylinder. If I was to cut this and take off just the face, what shape would it be? Ella? It'd be surface. Okay. So let's think about, we just saw a rectangular prism. What do you think is similar between this and a rectangular prism? Kiara?
A rectangular prism has more flat.
It does have a flat surface. What do you think? What do you think is similar about it? Anything kind of similar, Trace?
They both have a top and bottom.
They both have a top and bottom. I like that. They both have a top and bottom. They both look like they're kind of stretched out a little bit. Okay. How many vertices does this shape have? Maggie?
0.
0. There are no points on this. None at all. Okay. And as we said, this is a cylinder. Okay. Let's put our cylinder back. Let's take out this one.
Looks like a pyramid. I'm the best for last. Which one? Which one do you think is the best? Circle.
How many faces do you see on this one? Victoria? 1? Okay, so there's 1 here. What about these? Are these faces? Gabby? Yes, because they are flat. Alright, so how many faces do we have all together? Luke?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exactly. Okay, if I was to cut off just the faces, what shapes would I see? Kiara?
Triangle.
I would see some triangles, and what else?
Square.
There's one more. Victoria. Square on the bottom. Okay. How many vertices do we have here? Jack?
5.
5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's one at the top. Okay. What is this shape called? Ava Grace?
A pyramid.
This is a pyramid. I'm sure you've heard of pyramids being in Egypt, right? That's what it looks like. Pyramid. Okay. Alright, let's put our pyramid away.
Take it out.
Get this one out.
Oh, what?
How many faces? How many faces? Patrick?
5.
On this one?
1.
Okay, Patrick says there's one face. Is he correct? Yes. And what shape, if I was to cut off that face, what shape would it be? Ella? A circle. How many vertices does this one have? Maybe. It's got one right here at the top. Okay. What do you think is similar between this and a pyramid that we just looked at? Abby?
What? Because they're both triangles somehow, and but the thing different about them is one on the bottom circle and one on the bottom square.
I love that. One on the bottom is a circle, which is this is called a cone. Think about it as an ice cream cone. That another part of an ice cream cone?
Yeah.
You just put some ice cream on top of there and got yourself some ice cream. Okay. I love that she said this cone has a circle on the bottom and our pyramid had a square on the bottom. Okay, that's the big difference. Okay. So we're going to put the cone away and we're going to get our last shape out. Alright. How many faces? How many faces on this? Zach?
0.
0. There's nothing flat about this object, is there?
No.
How many vertices? Patrick?
0.
0. This is called a sphere. Alright. Sphere. What do we see in our world today that kind of looks like a sphere? Those, what are those?
Those little things are hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, okay, so those that we have hanging from the ceiling, decorations, different spheres. What else, Baby Grace?
The clock.
I think the clock is a sphere.
It's sort of.
Well, does the clock have a face?
It's in 2D.
So if it has a face, it's a 2D type. It has some dimension, which is what we call. Right. But the clock is a circle. It's a circle. All right. What else, Victoria? Any ball, besides maybe a football. Basketball, definitely a baseball, a soccer ball, a golf ball, tennis ball.
Baseball.
A baseball, you said baseball.
Volleyball.
Ball. Anything that you bounce. Okay, here's what we're going to do now. I will need, let's see. Let's put our shapes back in our bags.
How did he get two balls. Oh, no.
And you're just gonna put your shapes in your bag.
I get the field strong.
And we're gonna take a few minutes. Maybe 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We are going to take a few minutes. And I want to, everybody's going to get a clipboard, and everybody's going to get a piece of paper. And then we are going to do kind of a scavenger hunt. You're going to go around the room, and you're going to try to find 3 rectangular prisms. We're going to find 2 cubes. We're going to try to find 2 spheres. We are going to try to find 1 cone. We are going to try to find, let's see, ran out of colors. 1
Cylinder. I already found
cylinder.
one. I already found one.
And the bonus, this one is bonus. And if you find this, I'll have to think of some sort of prize for you. 1 pyramid. This is bonus. I'm going to put a star by it.
Do you have to do the bonus? Mm-mm. That's my question.
If you find a pyramid, because I looked and I don't think I see one. But if you can find one that doesn't, now these don't include the shapes in your bag. Unfortunately, you can't count those.
Where's I go?
Okay. So I'm going to have, who would like to pass out the clipboards? Leah, would you like to pass out the clipboards? And I'm going to everybody.
Where's the circle? I see a circle.
Now I need somebody to pass out papers.
3, 2, 4.
Jack,
Here.
pass out one to everybody.
Sphere, Abby. Sphere. Because remember, a circle is 2 feet. It's okay.
I see a sphere. It's really easy if you look around.
The code is found.
Now remember that the pyramid has to have a what at the bottom?
Flat surface.
A flat surface in the shape of what? If it's a circle, it is a what?
I was thinking of you putting it.
Alright guys, give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once everybody has both a clipboard and a piece of paper, I will say G-O. And when I say that, you all may start. But not until I say that.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, your nose is a sphere. Whatever. I found a pyramid. already.
Does it have a square bottom?
I found a cone.
Does it have a square face? Or base?
I know what I found. That's what I was gonna write. Everywhere. Can you go in the bathroom and look? Nobody's in there.
All right, does everybody have a piece of paper? Does everybody have a clipboard? Oh, I think Leah's still coming out.
I'm gonna go see my nose.
Can you grab a handful of clipboards and help Leah pass them? Yes, you can take those with you. Trace, guys, give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Trace asked an excellent question. He says, can you take your shapes with you so that you kind of know what you're looking for? And absolutely you can. Okay. I think that would be a very wise thing to do.
So Trace asked, can you take your bag of shapes with you so that you know what each shape consists of?
I would put my shape right here. Dandy do. Giddy up, Chase. Time to ride. I already found a cube. The blue slips. The blue slips. I'll bring everything for you. Okay, just hold on. And then here it I watched that.
Okay. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Once everybody's in a seat, and we will begin. Trace also asked if it has to be in the classroom, and I told him if you can look out the window and see it, then it counts. Now, some of them were saying the roof is a pyramid, and it is actually, it's called a triangular prism. Okay, and we might talk about that a little later on. But the roof is not a pyramid. Ready, go.
Yeah, sure.
Pictures up there. Canva has to be 3D, so pictures would be.
One. Oh, two. Guys, just window.
If it's a key, you can write it down. Oh, what? The what? It's not because technically the base is round. I know it has like that extra square, but remember that it also
How does it look like a pyramid?
That's a good question.
Like exactly like a pyramid.
Well, out the window? Well, you have to show me the rock. I don't know. Here. It's a good try. I like the rock.
Really hope to find that code. Well, really. I wish these counted. I have no idea what. That is so much. This would be a oh, it's a trap. It's a shape, isn't it? Alright, let's take about one more minute. One more minute.
Okay, Ella, look around the room right now, and there are so many rectangular prisms in our room. I bet you can find it.
No, our pyramid.
I have not been able to find one. I've been searching just like you all.
No, that doesn't pop out.